Dear students, in this video we shall read the qualities of the village Hosahalli, which the narrator himself describes, and later we shall come to know the situation of a decade ago when the narrator described about the village and its condition. Now let's read. We have some mango trees in our village. Come visit us, and I will give you a raw mango from one of them. Do not eat it, just take a bite. The sourness is sure to go straight to your Brahmarandhra. The narrator here wants to describe that they have some mango trees in their village. He invites us to visit his village and he offers that he would give us a raw mango from one of the mango trees. He advises not to eat that raw mango. He asks us only to have a bite, only to take a bite. He asks the visitor only to take a bite. And he ensures that the sourness of that mango is sure to go to one's Brahmarandhra. Brahmarandhra, that is the top part of the brain. I once look one I once took one such fruit home and a chutney was made out of it. All of us ate it. The cough we suffered from after that, it was when I went for the cough medicine that the doctor told me about the special quality of the fruit. The narrator here describes that once he got a mango fruit from that garden, that orchard, and he took it to his residence. They made a chutney of it, and all of the family members took it, but after that, all of them suffered from a bad cough, and the narrator had to go to doctor to take a medicine for the cough, and then the doctor told him the quality of that mango. He was told that they had been suffering from cough due to the sourness and the bad qualities of that mango fruit. Just as the mango is special, so is everything else around our village. The narrator here describes that as the mango is special, in the same way all the things in his village are remarkable, they are special. We have a creeper growing in the ever so fine water of the village pond. The narrator here describes that they have a creeper in their village pond and it grows forever. Its flowers are a feast to behold. The narrator says that the flowers of that creeper are like a feast to have a glance to watch. Get two leaves from the creeper when you go to the pond for your bath, and you will not have to worry about not having leaves on which to serve the afternoon meal. The narrator here wants to tell that the leaves of those creepers are so big as if you go to have a bath in the pond, you can take two of those leaves and you will not have to look after any other leaf for having meal served on it. You can get your meal served on those leaves. You will say, I am rambling. It is always like that when the subject of our village comes up. The narrator says that probably we or the listener or the reader may think that the narrator is confusing us. He is speaking high of his village, but he adds that whenever he speaks of his village, people think so. But enough, if any one of you would like to visit us, drop me a line. I will let you know where Hosahalli is and what things are like here. The best way of getting to know a place is to visit it. Don't you agree? The narrator here says that one can visit his village, and the best way to know about a place is to visit that place. If any of us or if any of the readers want to visit that village, if any of the readers wants to visit that place, he should write a letter to the narrator, and the narrator would let him know how to reach that village, and he would help him reaching that place. What I am going to tell you is something that happened 10 years ago. We did not have many people who knew English then. The narrator says that in his village there were no more people who knew English, and it was a crucial moment. Our village accountant was the first one who had enough courage to send his son to Bangalore to study. The village accountant was the only person in the village who mustered enough courage to send his son to study to Bangalore. It is different now, the narrator says, but the situation has changed now. There are many who know English. During the holidays, you come across them on every street talking in English. The narrator says that now there are so many people in the village who know English, and in the holidays when they visit their village, one can see them talking in English. Those days we did not speak in English, nor did we bring in English words while talking in Kannada. The narrator says that those days the people of his village did not speak in English, and nor did they bring in any English words while they were talking in their mother tongue, that is Kannada. What has happened is disgraceful. Believe me, the other day I was in Rama Rao's house when they bought a bundle of firewood. Rama Rao's son came out to pay for it. The narrator says that the next day after the Rangaj arrival, the narrator had visited Rama Rao's house, and the family had bought a bundle of firewood from a lady. Rama Rao's son came out to pay for that, and he asked the woman, how much should I give you? 4 pice, she said. The boy told her he did not have any change and asked her to come the next morning. The poor woman did not understand the English word change and went away muttering to herself. I too did not know. Later, when I went to Rangaj's house and asked him, I understood what it meant. The narrator here describes that Rama Rao's family had bought a bundle of firewood from a lady, and Rama Rao's son came out to give the money for that firewood. He asked the lady how much he should pay for that, and that lady asked that he should pay 4 pice. Rama Rao's son told the lady that he did not have change, and he urged the lady to come the following morning. The lady could not understand the meaning of the word change. Even the narrator himself could not understand. The lady went away muttering, and the narrator had to know the meaning from Ranga when he visited his residence. When he visited Ranga, then he asked Ranga about the word change, and Ranga told him its meaning in Kannada. Dear students, remaining in the next video.